You probably don't equate Hyundai with gas guzzlers, but they're selling a heck of a lot of them. The Tucson, to be exact, the SUV. And Hyundai is about to hit a major milestone after 11 years on the road for the Tucson. June, and I think they're going to sell, I think the milestone is 4 million Tucson units being sold, right?
Exactly, Susan. So 4 million is their milestone that they're expected to reach within this month. And SUV sales growth are a major growth engine for Hyundai these days. We've even seen local reports that Hyundai will be building a new plant in the U.S. to build more SUVs. And sales data is also showing that Hyundai Motors Tucson, which is a smaller SUV that they make, is expected to pass the 4 million units sold milestone this month. This will mean that Hyundai's Tucson will become the first ever Korean SUV to pass this milestone. So Hyundai is really focusing on the SUV's sales during a time where lower oil prices are pushing up demand for SUVs in the U.S. and also Europe and Mexico as well. Most of Hyundai Motor Group's sales currently come from sedans, but now the trend in the U.S. auto market especially are more SUVs, and recently also another set of data is showing that Hyundai and Kia's SUV sales are showing an uptrend in the past 3 months. Also during a time where Hyundai Motor Group's chairman Jung Mong-gu has described as challenging with emerging markets showing a low growth and low inflation trends, they are looking at new growth engines, and it looks like SUVs will be the new focus. So according to local reports, so Hyundai Motors is said to have completed its preliminary talks internally and has decided to build a second plant in the U.S. Again, these reports are showing that this plant would be built specifically to meet the growing demand for SUV models in the U.S. and in the Mexican markets. Bernie, back to you.
And I mean, they're becoming so mainstream now, whereas people used to, wouldn't dream of driving anything but a Sonata. Now the SUVs, the crossovers are just so practical. And, what are people going for the full size or the mid-size? I know the Tucson is not a huge one like a Cadillac Escalade, but in places like Hong Kong, they're actually, some big sellers are like the Q1, like micro SUVs. But you have wider roads and a little more room in Korea, June, don't you?
So, Bernie, from what I see on the streets, so the really big SUVs, that market is, mostly the import markets like Range Rovers or the Cayenne. So we are seeing those cars being used by people that want bigger SUVs. But for the smaller compact SUVs, Korean SUVs are really in demand. So the Tucson is actually a smaller version of the SUVs. So I guess different, markets there.
Yeah, a Tucson is considered the mid-size offering, the mid-size SUV from Hyundai. They have the bigger Santa Fe model. But the reason, from what I understand, and I see a lot of them on the streets in North America, Santa Fe's, Tucson's, is because Hyundai gives such good discounts. I mean, you're getting them at cheaper valuations. Also, you get pretty good financing deals. So there's a lot of discounting going on with APR at 0%.
And warranties.
For 4 years.
Warranties, too.
That's right.
Yeah, that one time they were saying 100,000 mile, 10-year limited warranties, and gas at $1.49 a gallon. I mean, Koreans, they really know how to sell stuff. You know that, June? I mean, master marketeers make up your nation over there. You must be very proud.
Very proud.
Very proud. But June, I mean, there are, clouds on the horizon because we've talked about the Korean won weakening 11% versus the U.S. dollar since the summer last year. But when you compare it to the yen, the won has actually strengthened 60% in the last few years because of the weakness in the Japanese currency. So it's not all clear sailing for Hyundai.
Exactly. So that's actually one of the reasons why the chairman Jung Mong-gu actually held a conference last Friday to describe these challenges and also say that they will be focusing on new products, enhancing their competitiveness, and also investing more in research and development to develop new markets like eco-friendly cars and SUVs now. So I guess they are looking at other growth engines to respond to these challenges. Susan?
Yeah, well, they need to keep handing out those incentives. That's how you get people still in the showrooms at this point. All right, June, thank you so much. Good talking to you. Jun Yoon, a reporter in Seoul, and a milestone for Hyundai's Tucson, selling 4 million units.